p.m., according to my phone. We have a Zoom option tonight where attendees or those for public comment can call 1-669-900-9128 with meeting ID 832-9195-2209, passcode 870036. But I'm going to ask Commissioner Blakely to open us with the Pledge of Allegiance, flag salute.
I pledge allegiance to
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic
for which it stands,
one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, Commissioner Blakely. I'll ask Katie now to take our roll call.
Okay, Commissioner Blakely.
Here.
Chairman Bradley let us know he would not be here. Commissioner Halley.
Here.
Commissioner Kine is attending virtually.
Present.
And Commissioner Mobley also let me know that he would not be here, so Vice Chair Seitz.
Here. With our four commissioners, one of them being on Zoom, we do have a quorum, and so we're moving to item 2 of tonight's agenda, which is the approval of minutes. If my fellow commissioners would look those over, and I'll wait for a motion.
I looked them over, so I'd like to make a motion for approval of minutes for August 23rd, 2022.
Okay, Commissioner Haley has moved that we approve the minutes. Do I have a second?
I'll second
Second.
that.
Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor of approving the minutes as presented, please say aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion passes. Okay, our next item of business is we're going to take oral comments from the public on any item that's not on the agenda. If you have public comment for items on the agenda, which is the public hearing to consider a lot line adjustment between 3 residential parcels, that will be next, but we are going to allow members from the public to be heard on any item of interest not on the agenda. Speakers addressing the commission will be limited to 3 minutes per speaker. And please be advised that our commission by law is not able to deliberate or take action on issues presented during oral comments. But we welcome those comments if you'd like to call in on Zoom or comment in person. And now is the time. Do I have anyone over Zoom?
We do not.
Would anyone in person like to speak to an item not on the agenda? Then I would entertain a motion to close public comment from one of my esteemed colleagues.
I'll make a motion to close public comment.
Second.
We hereby close public comment on, from the public in this section. We're going to move to our business item number 4 on our agenda, which is a public hearing to consider a lot line adjustment between 3 residential parcels. And I would like for our city staff at this time to take it from here. Thank you.
Thank you, Vice Chair Seitz and Planning Commissioners. So this is a lot line adjustment between 3 adjoining residential parcels. And it will actually result in 2 parcels, so they're going to split the middle parcel between them. I'll go over the slides and then open it for questions. So the project location, the general location within the city, it is located on, it's on Hilltop. Let's see, which is actually, so I put the star on Hillside, sorry. It's on Hilltop Drive, which is off of east of Rohnert Road between North and South Loop Roads, Riverview Terrace, the new subdivision that you can see being constructed on the hill. So it's the parcels are located on Hillside Drive on an older portion that was built in when it was in the county. So that was, I think, around in the 1970s. Or before the 1970s, then in the 70s, this area was annexed. So these were actually built under county jurisdiction, the houses. So this is aerial, and you can see Hilltop Drive coming off of Strawberry Lane. There's Loop Road and Rohnert Road to the west. And you can see the new construction on that hill. So Hilltop continues, and then the older section of Hilltop Drive is where the 3 parcels are. And you can see the 2 outer parcels. They're Lot 12, we're calling them in the staff report, Lot 12, Lot 13, and Lot 14. Those are the subdivision parcels. And then for your reference, the AP numbers and the addresses are also in the staff report. But Lot 12 is the westernmost. So the 2 outer parcels are developed with single-family residences, and then the central parcel is vacant, and that's the parcel, the new line will go through the middle of that parcel, and then the 2 residential parcels will basically split the area. And here's a close-up view, lot 12, 13, and 14. And you can see the vacant parcel in the middle. And then you can see that I do believe lot 12, the owners of lot 12 are the ones who initiated the split. And I was just observing that they could use the room because they have a lot of, I mean, it's a tidy house, but they do have, things where they can expand and have more room. And then lot 14 will also split the area. So the reason lot 13 has remained vacant for a number of years, it was developed with an older mobile home, and I believe it burned down maybe about probably 10 years ago, 8 or 10 years ago. It is on, so all of the parcels on Hilltop Drive, they have full utilities except for sewer, and so they're all on private septic systems. And approval of septic systems are under the county health department jurisdiction. So, there's submittal requirements, of course, an engineer's report that shows that the soil is suitable and it's going to drain. And then they also have parcel size and setback requirements, which this parcel, it typically, I think it takes maybe a half acre or an acre even to meet those standards to have enough of a disposal area. So this parcel has been hard to develop. I don't know the exact ins and outs because that's a private matter. On a building permit is where we would see it. When we get building permits, the septic system is already approved by the county. So that's a checklist item. If the county has approved it, then we're fine with it. So I think it's been hard to develop this parcel because of that. So it has remained vacant, and then that owner has, entered into the deal with the other 2 lots to split it. So that's kind of the background. There's no other reason. There isn't any new development associated with this lot line adjustment. And I'll go on to the site plan. I did do a little street view for you so that you could see just the general area. I mean, it is a really nice area. On the edge of town with the loop road area to the east. Lot 12 is developed, and you can see lot 13 is vacant, and then lot 14. So they're really standard lots, 6,000 square feet. Actually, they're slightly larger than that, 7,320 square feet. But they do meet, all of the city standards, even though they were constructed, in the county, in the not the full recent under current standards, but they do meet the R16 zoning. And here is the zoning map that shows you it is located in the R16 zone. So there won't be any change regardless because there's no new development. So there won't be any, setback issues or nonconformances or anything like that. And then this is the site plan that shows lot 12, 13, and 14. The dashed lines here are the existing property lines, and then the solid line in the middle, that will be the new line. So the dashed lines are to be deleted, and that solid line will be added. And you can see that, each parcel will get 50% of that center lot, so 3,660 square feet will go to each lot. And the property, the frontages, the parcel widths will go from 60 feet, which is our minimum. So they do currently meet the minimum width, but they'll each have an additional 30 feet. So there won't be any need for any, there aren't any utility issues or utility easement issues. Access won't be a factor, so access won't be affected by the lot line adjustment, since each parcel does have a driveway currently, and, if anything, they'll have more room, but nothing is going to get blocked because of the lot line adjustment. The utility companies were contacted, so through the referral process, we do send those out, and they had no comments. City surveyor reviews lot line adjustments for, just reviewing the deed for ownership and easement issues and, anything else that might be affected, and confirm that these do conform to the requirements of the Subdivision Map Act. The city engineer reviews lot line adjustments as well and didn't have any issues or conditions or basically any comments. Exempt from CEQA under California Environmental Quality Act under Exemption 5, minor alterations that allow minor lot line adjustments as an exemption. And with that, I will turn it back to the commission for any questions that you might have.
To my fellow planning commissioners, do you have questions of the city staff regarding tonight's proposal?
I do not have a question.
Nor do I. This is very straightforward.
I concur. At this time, we're going to open it up for public comment on this project. The applicants are Ron and Don Jacobs, Timothy and Alana LaBelle, and their agent, Wally Wright. Is there any public comment? Of course, we're opening it up for any Zoom callers as well. Seeing none, but wanting to take our time to allow for any public comment as good public servants, do we have a motion from the commission to close public comment?
I'll make a motion to close public comment.
I will second that.
Remind me, staff, do we need to vote on this when we do this? Or can I just, okay, we're going to close public comment then. Any other feedback or input from the commissioners?
I would like to make a motion to adopt Resolution P-2022-3091, a resolution of the Planning Commission of the City of Fortuna approving the Hilltop Drive lot line adjustment.
Okay, do we have a second?
I second.
Any further discussion? Seeing none, I'll ask Katie to do a roll call vote.
Commissioner Blakely,
Yes.
Commissioner Hallie,
Yes.
Commissioner Kine,
Yes.
and Vice Chair Sights.
Yes. Thank you. Motion passes. We're going to move on, and congratulations. Thank you those who are here to participate with their presence tonight. We're going to move on to item 5 of our agenda, which is Planning Commission staff communication from our City of Fortuna staff.
I have a couple of items of just general interest that I wanted to share with you, and they consist of capital improvement projects that are underway that I thought were pretty exciting. The city has received a couple of grants that have, that is funding these projects. This first one is the Newberg Park expansion. I think I may have mentioned it to you over the course of time, but I thought it would be fun to show you the site plan, the layout, and the improvements that will take place. This was kind of triggered by acquisition of the area adjacent to the southeast of Newberg Park. So you can see Newberg Park that's developed here with the 4 baseball fields, and then the vacant parcel that was owned by the McLean Foundation. And, being this strip here, and they did not utilize it in their improvements, their complex that they've developed. You can see the wetlands and the trail that's on their property, but they did agree to sell it to the city at I think it was a somewhat reduced cost. But to fund that, the city has received an acquisition grant. So some of that will go towards the improvements, but it won't cover everything that I'll show you on the site plan. But the city also is receiving $500,000 in Measure E funds to do some of the improvements. So here you can see the 4 baseball fields and the existing parking lot, and here's the entrance is off of Newberg Road. And so what the improvements will do on that, on the new acquisition piece will be 2 new soccer fields, kind of run the length of that Strong's Creek to the east. And then the additional things that you see here, a new parking lot. As you are probably aware, there's really a lot of park usage during the soccer tournaments, and Rohnert Road gets quite filled up. So this will be a welcome, addition for parking during those times. And then I believe that the current funding won't fund the proposed skate park. So the existing bike track is going to remain, and then the skate park will be, adjacent to that. Originally, they wanted to locate both of those items along Rohnert Road, which would have been really nice, but just the layout kind of forced them to keep the bike park where it's at, and then add the skate park to the north of that. What else? They're going to relocate the cook shack and new restrooms in between those 2 soccer fields. And, they're going to add trails through the park. There's going to be one along Strong's Creek that's going to connect to the McLean Center or the Gene Lucas Center. And then, create a continuous trail there. And I think they're going to continue the trail along the edge of Newberg Park, where a lot of people walk, so to make a kind of a circular route around Newberg Park. So that's going to be nice. And then they'll add trails throughout the park in order to connect to the various facilities. And the parking or the playground will remain, and the parking lot will remain. They'll improve the soccer field that's being used now over in the southwest corner and add, I believe, a basketball court there and additional parking. So we're really excited. They have the funding now. I think they're probably finishing up plans, and then we'll go out to bid. And so this is underway now. So it's really exciting. And then the other smaller project is the basketball court improvements at Rohnert Park. So as you probably know, there's a basketball court there now. It's kind of old, and I think the upgrade is just going to improve the surface, improve some other components. This is the site plan. So it's basically going to add a court and kind of realign them, and then add this nice, it's going to actually protect, keep it away from traffic in that road. Right now it's like, really pushed up against the road, and even is kind of part of the road actually with the asphalt. But this is going to create a barrier with these landscaping areas, and provide 2 additional landscaping areas. And I think they're going to have a tree in each one of these, and then have picnic tables under the trees. So I know they're really excited about that. And this one is going out to bid. So this one is going to be constructed first, and then meanwhile they'll do the bid documents for the Newberg Park expansion. So I believe they may be adding parking along this edge. I'm not sure, but with the It's going to be safer and just improved facilities with new, new hoops and new surface. And there's going to be some fencing around the edge to kind of protect it and I guess make it easier for the players. I'm not sure. But yeah, so we're excited about those projects. And I know Public Works is really excited. Any questions on this or any other city project?
That's excellent.
Yes, it's beautiful.
These projects have already been approved and are underway, you said,
Yes.
correct?
And they're grant, basically grant funded, so not out of the general fund.
Wonderful.
Yes.
Is there other communication? I do have a couple questions for you to answer.
What about did we want to talk about the meeting?
So the consensus from the commission was that we would like to hold the special meetings once a month on the third Tuesday at 2 p.m. However, we will not be holding them this third Tuesday because we have a prior.
We do have a special meeting that we will schedule at that time.
Okay, so we'll have our first, under the new schedule, we will have it on the third Tuesday of October at
Correct.
2 p.m. Do you anticipate that our planning commission will meet on the fourth Tuesday of September in our evening session?
At this time, we do not have anything scheduled.
Okay. Do we still need planning commissioner applicants?
We do.
So if anyone's listening out there in the city of Fortuna, you can contact the city of Fortuna during the week and get an application or go online, and we probably have information there if you would like to serve as a citizen on our planning commission. We need one commissioner and one, what do you call it, backup?
Alternative.
Alternate? Anything else before we adjourn tonight? Ms. Shorey or Ms. Schmidt? Go ahead.
How come the Hilltop Strawberry Lane area doesn't have city sewer? Has city water, but not city sewer?
It's really just a matter of funding. So the city has not put that on, they would have to put it on the capital improvement program. That's the report that you receive earlier in the year, usually around April. So they have not added that, and I think it's really a funding. They have kind of reached out, in the past, they've reached out to the residents and kind of got a feel for, sometimes cities will fund those kinds of improvements through, an assessment fee on the properties that they would then pay over a number of years. So it would be on the property taxes, and they've indicated that they aren't interested in doing that. So it's something, that the city is just busy with a lot of other things and hasn't put that, hasn't found it to put that on the capital improvement program. So, yeah. The existing properties seem to be operating, their systems seem to be operating in a normal manner. I haven't heard of any problems that they're having. So I've never heard of an issue. Of course, there's the maintenance and things like that a person, the property owners have to go through. But, yeah, it just, to undergo a benefit assessment like that is, typically for existing properties like that, there's a vote. There's a kind of a formal legal process that has to be followed. And there needs to be greater than 50% of the property owners that would vote to accept that fee. So.
Thank you. Anything else? Okay, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
I will second that.
Do you mean you motioned? You moved?
I thought you made a motion.
Can-
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Okay, very good. And you'll second. Okay, I'm not sure if I can motion as the chair.
Oh.
We have a motion. Ms. Schmidt, will you roll call vote us?
Yes. Commissioner Blakely,
Yes.
Commissioner Howley,
Yes.
Commissioner Kine,
Yes.
and Vice Chair Sites.
Yes. Thank you. Meeting adjourned.